record. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the seminar. Welcome to the webinar on dysfunctional family relationships. Something that's very crucial, very important, and very relatable to everybody. Okay. Before we begin, I want to give my gratitude to Vijay, my dear friend. I have learned so much from Vijay. Vijay has contributed so much to my life. Vijay is one of the few people who introduced me to Access Consciousness. And today, Vijay has invited me to his program. I am very, very thankful, very, very grateful. Thank you, Vijay. Anything else you
Gratitude.
wish to say before I begin?
Gratitude. Thank you for accepting in short time and joining us. And let's start because it's already 8:03.
Okay, so let us begin. So even as I begin, Vijay, so I was telling Vijay, I want to keep it very interactive. I want to keep it very interesting for the people on the series. So I have designed a poll for you with regards to today's topic. And as I'm going to hit activate launch poll, the poll will appear on your screen. All of you can click your option. It's mostly single choice. You click one of the choices of these questions and live results will appear after you finish the poll, and the poll is completely anonymous. I will not know who is answering what. None of you guys will also know. It's total anonymous, confidential. Only the total result we will be able to see what percentage of the people answered what. Okay, so is everybody ready to begin the poll? If you are ready, you click your reaction button, give a thumbs up like this. You know, on your Zoom, there's a reaction button like this. You can click thumbs up. See, you can see thumbs up appearing on my screen like that. If you are ready for the poll, you click thumbs up. Okay, many people are ready. So I am launching the poll. Okay, so we will go together. I will read out each question. We'll all answer the poll together one by one. Okay. Yes. Question number 1. Have you heard about this term called dysfunctional family relationships? Do you have any idea what it is? If you know about it and if you have an idea, if you heard it and you have an idea, click yes. If you have not heard it, click no. Second question, shall we all move on to the second question? Okay. Second question is, growing up, how happy was your mother? When you were a child, when you noticed your mother while you were growing up, how happy was she? You know, was she somebody who was 0% happy all the time sad, 10% happy, 50% happy, or 100% happy? You can click the suitable option. Okay. Question number 3. Growing up as a child, how hard did your father have to work for money? Now, if it can either be father or it can be an authority figure that you may have seen in case you grew up away from your father, or for whatever may be the reason, father was not available, father or an authority figure, whoever was your inspiration growing up. So, growing up as a child, how hard did your father have to work for money? 0% struggle, lots of ease, or 10% struggle, 50% struggle and hard work, or 100% struggle and hard work? So you can click on the particular option. Question number 4. How happy are you with the current dynamics in your family? How happy are you with the current dynamics in your family? Option A, 0% happy. Option B, 10% happy. Option C, 50% happy. And option D, 100% happy. So you can click on how happy you are with your current family dynamics. That's question number 4. Question number 5. Growing up, how much did parental or family conflicts affect you? Were your parents having fights? Was your father and sibling having a fight? Were you having a fight with parents? Were you having a fight with siblings? Was your siblings having or if you were in a joint family growing up, was there a lot of quarrel or conflict or whatever? And if there were any, what percentage did that affect you? 0%, 10%, 50%, or 100%? You can give your answer. Question number 6. Do you have ancestors? So it's saying an ancestors. There's a grammatical error here. The question is, do you have ancestors that struggled in war or partition or riots or were persecuted? You know, if you are an Indian, this is yes for everybody, because India had its own an Indian, and if you have ancestors who are from India or from Pakistan, you know, if your ancestors came from Pakistan to India, or you know, whichever country you are in, if that country has had a history of massacre, war, persecution, riots, etc., then click yes. Question number 7. How happy are you with the relationship that you share with your sibling? And if you don't have an own brother or sister, think of a cousin whom you were close to while growing up. 0% happy, 10% happy, 50% happy, 100% happy. How happy were you with your relationship with your sibling? Question number 8, the last question. Last question is, have you ever felt unsupported growing up as a child or a teen? Have you felt unsupported either during childhood or during teenage, where you felt, I wish somebody else was there to support me? Okay, so I hope everybody has completed all the 8 questions. I'm unmuting everybody, so you can give. So I've unmuted everybody. How many of you have finished the poll?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is there anybody? Is there anybody who has not finished the poll? Is there anybody who wants to wait?
You want? Huh?
Okay, looks like everybody has completed the poll. Okay, I'm ending the poll. Okay. Okay, it's showing, the results are not showing. I don't understand why this feature is happening so. Even though everybody has submitted the poll, I don't think the results are coming. But anyways, did you all get some insight? Did you get personal insight after answering these 8 questions? Did you get some insight? That is my question. So unmuting.
Yes, yes, we got it.
Sanjeev, but we can see the results.
Able to see the results?
See the results.
Exactly, we can.
Okay. I'm not able to see the results. I don't know. Who would like to?
Should we share the screen?
Can you read out the results? You can share. I'm muting everybody. There's a lot of noise. I'm unmuting Khushbu. Khushbu, can you share the screen of the results? It's not appearing on my computer for some reason. I don't know why.
I can share. I am able to share the screenshot, I think.
Okay.
Not just.
Just share that. I would like us all to see the results. I think you all could see. I'm not able to see. Yeah, are you sharing?
Yeah, I am just. Can you see?
Yes, we can see, but we will mute. Can you just mute yourself? Okay, so everybody has answered. So out of us, question number 1, 67% of us have an idea of what is this dysfunctional relationship. Okay, and okay, second question, 69% of the people said that growing up, their mother was only 69, meaning they were only 50% happy. Okay, only 9.5% of the 57 participants here, their mother was 100% happy. Okay, now my question would be, how much of the unhappiness that you are having in your life right now belongs to your mother? Okay. Third question, growing up as a child, how hard did your father have to work for money? 50%, for 35% of the okay, stooping 40%. 40% of the people here said that their father worked 100% struggle. Their fathers had 100% struggle and hard work for money. Only 7%, their dads had very, ease with financial ease. Only 7% had financial ease over here. So 40% of us here have grown up watching some amount of struggle in our parents. Okay. Next question would be, how much of that struggle have you made yours in your financial reality? How much of that struggle have you made yours is my question. Okay. Now, Khushbu, can you zoom up? Can you scroll up to make us see the next question? Yeah. So I did a trial run. When I did trial run, the results came on my computer. I don't know, for some reason the results are not coming on my computer now. I wonder what's up. Yeah, Khushbu, you're sharing? Okay. Sindhu is sharing. Thank you, Sindhuja. Thank you so much. Okay. So question number 4. How happy are you with your current dynamics in your family? 61% of the people here are only 50% happy with the meaning. Majority of us are not fully happy with the family dynamics right now, which means majority of us here feel that, my family dynamics can improve. Okay. Next question, Sindhuja, can you scroll up? Thank you so much. Question number 5. Growing up, how much did parental conflict affect you? 31% of the people. Okay, so I'm combining the 100 and the 50 together, which means 62% of the people here felt really affected by the family conflicts that have been happening in their family while growing up. Okay, so many of these things are subconscious. Okay, this is for awareness, that's all. Okay, and we will explore this during the workshop. Right now we will explore. Question number 6. Do you have ancestors that struggled in wars, partition, riots, were persecuted? See, if you are an Indian, you have this. So the 42 people who clicked no, this is not true. Your Indian ancestors went through, if they were here in India, they have seen World War I, or maybe World War II, or maybe they have seen the independence struggle. So your answer is wrong. It has to be 100%. If you're Indian, 100% of your ancestors have witnessed war, struggle, riots. They have witnessed it. They have been a part of it. And it is there in our ancestral DNA. The whole British, whatever, massacre of whatever has happened. See, when one massacre like a Jallianwala Bagh happens in a country, even though it happened during your great grandfather's time, the ancestral memory, the struggle is still there today in your blueprint of your DNA. Energetically, it is still present. So it's 100%. Your ancestors did struggle. Okay. Today you can choose differently. That's a different point. Okay. Question number 7. How happy are you with the relationship you share with your sibling? If you don't have own brother or sister, think of cousin. Okay. So 50% of the people are only 50% happy. So you feel that you can improve the dynamics that you share with your brother or sister. Okay. Question number 8. Okay. A swooping 71% of the people here, majority of us, we all felt unsupported during our teenage and growing up as a child. Okay. There is a lot of work to be done. This is just to gain insight. This is just to gain awareness that we all are not perfect. None of us are perfect. No family is a perfect family. Okay. Thank you, Sindhuja. You can stop the screen share. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Khushbu. Okay. So what I want to make us acknowledge is no family is a perfect family. Every family is a dysfunctional family in some way or the other. The percentage of the dysfunction varies. Maybe little dysfunction, maybe huge amount of dysfunction, but dysfunction always exists. In short, everybody is fucked. Okay. Not to be negative, not to sound negative. See, I'm not pessimistic at all. This is to acknowledge that, see, nature by itself, the growth and development is a painful process for the child. For the child growing up, this reality is painful. Okay. But what is all this workshop, self-awareness, introspection, all the work that we do? What is the point of all of this? The point of all of this is to gain awareness. Once you get awareness, you have choice. When you don't have awareness, with all the subconscious programming, Vijay says, if any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. Vijay, they can ask me questions at the end of the workshop. Now they cannot ask questions. Okay. So now, okay, thank you. So why like that is because there is a lot of energy that I'm addressing to, there's an energy that I'm talking to, and many of the questions will get answered by the end of the program. Okay. So where was I? I was saying that, yes. So if you have awareness, you have choice. When you don't have awareness of what it is in your family, what it is in your own subconscious programming, you often function from an autopilot, from a reactive space, without even knowing why you're behaving so. Okay. Just be with me. We can change everything. Okay. Everything can be changed. You have absolute choice. Okay. So I have some tools that I would like to share with each one of us. So as I begin, okay, make this appear. Okay, so we are talking about dysfunctional family relationships. That is why we all have gathered here. And some of you know me from this program. My name is Dr. Sanjeev, and many of you know me from the leadership program that I conducted. And many of you have attended my foundation class. You are here. And many of you have attended my breakups to breakthroughs program. This is one of the other 5-part telecall, hand holding through grief, which I did. And yesterday we had an online webinar that I taught secrets of wealth creation. Many of you are there. And many of you attended personal sessions with me that I do, symphony sessions, right? And also counseling. And many of you are brand new to me. So I have my own style of explaining things. Sometimes I may come across a little blunt, okay? But it's purposefully designed so, because that is to put you into question. It's to put you into looking at it and be like, okay, what is he saying? What's up? What is this going on? It is done on purpose. It's not done with the intention of hurting you. It is done to make you think. It's done to make you wonder and question, okay? So if anybody gets hurt in the process of me facilitating you, I apologize. Okay, so dysfunctional family relationships is what we're talking about today. First question to everybody. You can answer this. What have you defined as family? Come on. So I am unmuting everybody.
Sanjeev, togetherness.
You know what? A lot of noise.
Yes.
So I've muted everybody. Whoever wants to answer, you can unmute yourself and you can answer. What have you defined as family? Come on.
Togetherness.
Togetherness. What else?
Support.
Support.
Family is the basic unit of this civilization.
Family is a unit of civilization. Okay. What else?
Sharing and caring.
Sharing and caring. What else?
Help.
Helping
And love.
and love. What else?
People you can fall back on.
People you can fall back on. What else?
Yeah, unconditional support.
Unconditional support. Is that not too much to ask? Okay, next.
Sanjeev, for me, everything.
Everything. Then
Family is a model for the future.
family as a model for the future. What else? So,
It is a symbol of growth.
Souls with a different set of beliefs.
what different set of beliefs?
Different souls with different set of beliefs.
Different souls with different set of beliefs. Okay, what else?
Growth, a symbol of growth.
Growth. Okay, so now everything that you ever defined about family, can you now destroy and uncreate all of these things? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. See, you define family as unconditional support, unconditional help. That's too much to ask. Too much to ask. What if you didn't expect anything from family? Would you then be able to receive them? Would you then be able to look at them for who they are? The problem today is we have watched so much of Hum Sab Saath Saath, and you watch so much of the mega serials and the movies that you have this image of family. If you don't have the image of family, you will have fun. Everything that you've defined about family, can you please destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, backward, POC, online, shorts, boys, and girls. Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, he says that a definition by itself is a limitation. A definition by itself is a limitation. Every time you define something, every time you define a role, you're not allowing it to be something more than that. If you have an expectation or a definition of what family should be, you cannot receive from family. So everything, once again, I'm running everything, every kind of judgment, projection, expectation, definition, conclusion, computation that you have about family, can you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, backward, POC, online, shorts, boys and girls. Thank you. There's so much space now. There's so much lightness. Okay, thank you. Okay, second question. Are you willing to be happier than your mother? Okay, so I had a client, and my client who I was working with, she was extremely depressed. I gave her only one tool. The only tool she used was, who does this depression belong to? She got the awareness that her mother, that growing up, she had seen her mother being depressed after delivering. There's something called postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is due to hormonal fluctuation. Women after pregnancy, they sometimes get depressed. Okay. After her elder brother was born, after her younger brother was born, she saw mother being depressed and she took it on herself. This child has the ability to heal. Many of us are healers and empaths over here. She just took it on herself, thinking that that's my role. And many children growing up, if they spot unhappiness on parents, they take it on themselves. So, how much of your unhappiness today belongs to your mother? Can you all return it back to her with consciousness attached? Right and wrong, good and bad, porn, POC, online, shorts, boys and girls. And everywhere you've decided, you can never be happier than your mother, because growing up, you see that happiness level as a threshold. You believe that that is a maximum happiness somebody can be. And if I'm more happier than that, so there was another friend of mine, he was feeling very guilty every time. So he was in the hostel with me. We both were in the hostel, and sometimes we would travel in the, really luxurious, amazing AC. We would book amazing AC, cars and everything. We would be traveling in that. And you'd be like, wow, this car is so amazing. The air conditioning is amazing. So comfortable, but I'm feeling so guilty. And I asked him, hey, why are you feeling guilty? He said, my mother is in my village. My mother is in my village and I'm in Mumbai city. And I'm enjoying the air conditioning, but I'm feeling guilty that my mother is not enjoying the comfort and the luxury. Therefore, every time I get luxury, I feel guilty. Now, how many of you may subconsciously have that as your belief system as well? Is there anybody else who has a similar thing? You can now unmute yourself and answer.
I do have that.
Yeah.
Even I do have.
Yes.
Everywhere you decided that you cannot be happier than your mother. Can you now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, backward, POC, online, shorts, boys and girls. Okay, what if?
Thank you.
Wait, your mother will be happy with you if you be happy or if you're depressed?
If we are happy.
Yeah. So, what if you being happy is what makes everybody around you happy? So everywhere you got that it is an absolute and irrevocable sin to be happier than your parents. Can you please destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, point, POC, online, shorts, boys and girls. Okay. So speaking of which, are you willing to have more money than your father? Trust me on this. I felt guilty. I knew my dad's monthly salary for a long time growing up. And in a single workshop, when my workshop a participant would pay me in a single payment, the whole monthly salary of my father, if at all I ever received that, I used to feel so guilty. I used to immediately send money to father, immediately send money to mother to kind of, how do I say?
Compensate. Compensate.
To kind of compensate for my guilt. But you know what makes my father really proud? Every father wants the next generation to be one step higher than him. Every father, universally true. If you some fathers may not be okay. You may not be universally true, but mostly every father has struggled. 70% of you clicked struggle. My father has struggled. For what he struggled? He struggled for you to go to the next level. No, so you better go to the next level. Don't feel guilty. So everywhere you made it wrong for yourself to make more money than your father, can you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad point, for all and shorts, boys and girls. Are you willing to have the ease that your father did not have?
Yes.
In creation of wealth, are you willing to have so much ease? Are you willing to create double the amount of salary that your father created? Are you willing to create triple the amount? Because your financial reality will closely, so the father, growing up as a child, the subconscious mind associates father to be provider, right? Mother to be, a kind of the way to you relate to the world. So the way you are relating to people and what you are, how you are in relationships, oftentimes mirrors your relationship with your mother and your financial reality. If you have a kind of unsettled oaths and vows and, some sort of upsets and these sort of unresolved stuff with father, your financial reality will be fucked. Everything that brought up, destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad point, for all and shorts, boys and beyonds. So I had some unresolved issues with my father, meaning I used to think that, oh, my father did not say he's proud of me and all these things. Inner child work, I went and took therapy, inner child work. I just resolved that one issue, what I had, thinking that, oh, my father is not proud of me and all that. He was proud. It's just that he didn't verbalize it the way I expected it to be verbalized. Once I got resolved with that issue, trust me, my finances tripled. Whatever money I was making, I started making 3 times more money. So every unresolved conflict, emotional trauma that you are harboring and storing in your system right now against your father, rebelling against your father, can you please let go of all of that right now? Right, wrong, good, bad, for call, and shorts, boys and girls. So much space. I'm going to run it again. Truth, how many lifetimes did you kill your dad? And how many lifetimes did your dad kill you? How many lifetimes did you abandon your father? How many lifetimes did your father abandon you? Everything that brought up, destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad point, for call, and shorts, boys and girls. There's an amazing sense of energy. Okay. So everywhere you decided that your father's financial income source was the sole revenue stream, can you destroy and uncreate it all? And everywhere you decided that because now you are a grown up and it's your responsibility to take care of your father, you can never receive from your dad, everything that is times equal, can you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad point, for call, and shorts, boys and beyonds. So for a long time I had this, so growing up, okay, I'm now 25, 26. So now I have to start, making the money and I must not burden my father. Okay. So how many of you think that you are a burden for parents if you ask them for money? Everybody who thinks they're a burden, please destroy and uncreate it all. You're not a burden. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, shorts, voice. What if you receiving from your parents can increase their financial inflows? When I started, maybe 300 rupees, maybe 100 rupees. I said, I may be making 10,000 rupees or I may be making 1 lakh. But my father only will pay my Vodafone bill. That's my deal with my dad. My talk time, my father only will pay. I may be in any country. I was in Australia. I called my dad. Appa, please do my recharge. That provider link, I will never let go. So, father as provider, I will continue to have that. No matter tomorrow if I'm a millionaire, my father only will continue. It may not be huge amounts of money. maybe some amounts of money. Continue that revenue stream from the father. It's so important to receive from your parents. Same way, your children will continue to receive from you. These are laws of family constellations. Till you die, you will provide for your children, energetically at least. Until your parents die, they will energetically provide for you. If you do role reversal, that is called family dysfunction. If you start becoming provider for your parents, that is a dysfunction. This dysfunction begins there. Okay. I know you have questions, but I'll take them after the thing. Okay. What did you choose to create with your sibling? It is no coincidence that you and your sibling chose to incarnate through the same womb. Okay. You and your sibling came through the same womb. You both had a plan. What to do with these two stupid people? How can we help them? You came into the world for that, right? There are these two stupid people. So brother, you and I will go in. We will fight against each other so that it will divert their attention, help them to wake up, or something like that. Some plan you made. But what happens somehow after you came into the world? You forgot that plan. And sometimes the plan changes. And many a time you don't have to stick to the plan. You now have to look at what would I now like to create? That's more important. So all your soul contracts, all your karmic bonds, oaths, vows that you have with your parents and with your siblings, can you now destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, POC, and shorts, boys and girls. And many times siblings wait for each other, okay? Many times siblings wait for the other sibling to die so there is one sibling who's waiting between lifetimes. There's another sibling who's still in the body. So this person will actually wait for thousands of, maybe 500 of years or whatever sometimes, for the other sibling to finish the incarnation and come, so that both of them can, sometimes as twins, and sometimes, okay, you go first, then I go. We are beings with bodies. There are beings without bodies. So these beings without bodies are floating around and they want a body. So they look at two stupid people, make them fall in love, or if they're married, push their hormones, make them have sex to get a body. Okay. So you arranged. So there is no love marriage. Every marriage is arranged, and every marriage is made in heaven. Even the most toxic ones, they are arranged. Sometimes they are arranged by you, and sometimes they are arranged by your kids before the kids are born. Everything that brought up, destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, point, POC, and shorts, boys and girls. So what would you now like to create with your sibling? If you don't have sibling, maybe a friend who you consider as an equal. Maybe and you also have to look at your role. Every role that you decided is your only role. You know, if you're a younger one, see, your job is to receive. You have to receive. If you start trying to play the role of an elder brother or an elder sister or the mother, even if you are younger, you are creating dysfunction over there. Your job in a family is to receive, receive, receive. Maybe provide, yes, but mostly receive. So shut up and receive. Everything that brought up, destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, point, POC, online shorts, boys and girls. Okay. Yeah. What if you didn't have to fix the family conflicts? You know, growing up, a lot of conflict was happening. Maybe mother was fighting with dad. Maybe sister was fighting with father. Maybe you were fighting with mother. Everywhere till today, you are trying to fix that conflict that happened in your childhood. Can you please let go of that right now? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, POC, online shorts, boys and girls. You don't have to fix family conflicts. Family conflicts are there for a reason. So I was working with a child in my hospital. So the child has bronchial asthma, okay? 6-year-old child gets bronchial asthma. We start the child on everything. We start the child on first tablets, doesn't work. First inhalers, doesn't work. Then tablets, doesn't work. We're trying everything. We tried steroid therapy, corticosteroids, strongest of the dosages, not working. Child is getting repetitive asthmatic attacks. One doctor like me suggested, why not counsel them? So family is invited, mother and father of the child is invited for counseling. So the psychologist is asking the mother and father, okay, tell me exactly, when does the child get asthma? They reveal child gets asthmatic attack only when mother and father have arguments. When mother and father have arguments, child is getting asthmatic attack. Then, okay, then what happens? Mother and father stop fighting, give attention to the child to help the child breathe. What is the reinforcement given to the child? Every time you get an asthmatic attack, we will stop fighting. If you want us to stop fighting, you get an asthmatic attack. This is the non-verbal, sublingual message programmed into the child. Will the child stop asthma? No. Okay. Because child somewhere believes that it's the responsibility of the child to fix the conflict. What was done? What was the intervention given? The intervention given was parents took relationship therapy, couple counseling. Mother and father were made to sit, sort out their issues. Psychologist gave them the awareness that look at this, it's affecting your child. So settle your nonsense between the two of you and it's okay. And they settled their bullshit and they stopped the huge amounts of conflicts that was happening between them. Without medication, child's asthma attack stopped. Today, that child is 6 years old. This case happened when I was in my first year of MBBS. I graduated, I finished my final year, in final year of MBBS and internship. Today, that child is 6 years old, not a single asthmatic attack. Okay. So how many of you are trying to fix the conflicts between your father and mother? That contract is between your father and mother. You don't have to fix it. Even if they are getting separated, it's none of your business. Your equation with your mother is separate. Your equation with your father is separate. Even if they get separated, you don't have to take sides. How many of you are trying to take sides between mother and father? Everywhere you got involved in that nonsense, can you discern and clear it out, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, for all, and shorts, boys and girls. Okay, so growing up, this is about inner child work, okay? What is a decision that you took for your family? You know, I was working with somebody, she is today 54 years old, unmarried, taking care of her single mom, meaning father has separated, taking care of her mother who is 80. And her complaint is, I'm not getting married. Then I just asked her one question in the therapy session. What did you decide? What decision did you take for your family? So she said, oh, when I was a child, I decided that I am the caretaker of my mother because father left mother. So I am the caretaker. So if she is the primary caretaker, whose role has she fit in? Come on, who can tell me? I will unmute you all.
Father's.
Father.
Exactly. Who's she trying to fit in?
Father.
She's playing daughter or she's playing father?
Father.
What's
Father.
her job? What's her position? What's her role in the family?
Daughter.
Why is daughter playing father's role? So which means she's married to the mother, no? Energetically married to the mother. Will she get married? No. Then the question I asked her was, see, I'm quite blunt in my facilitation, but my job gets done very fast. People come to my session, single session, they see results because I don't bullshit. I don't allow them to bullshit. So I asked her one question. Can your mother think for herself? He said, yes. Next question. Is your mother capable of taking care of herself? She says, no. I said, listen, you are the daughter or you're the mother? She said, I'm the daughter. Then she's like, can't your mother take care of you? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, no, I'm just asking a question. Are you willing to receive from your mother? She says, yes. The next clearing what I did was, everywhere you are energetically married to your mother, can you discern and clear it all? He says, yes. I said, please look at this. Please look at where you've already decided that I need to be single for the rest of my life and I cannot, this is my role. This is my role. Everywhere you decided, how many of you have decided your roles in the family? Every decision that you took at age 7, can you discern and clear it all? Every decision you took at age 13, can you discern and clear it all? Every decision that you took at age 17, can you discern and clear it all? Every decision that you took at age 21, can you discern and clear it all? Right, wrong, good, report, talk, online, shorts, boys and girls. So when I did the therapy with her, after that, she got married. Her husband moved in with her and they both together take care of the mother. They didn't stop taking care of the mother. Both together take care of the mother. And yeah, she got married, right? But this is not only for marriage. This is even for your financial reality, even for all the sacrifices that you are doing in your family. Every you're sacrificing for your family, can you please stop that? Every decision that you took If you decided you will not be happier than your family, please destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, or POC, online, shorts, voice, and beyonds. So if you understand your role, there will not be dysfunction in the family. Are you willing to go beyond your ancestors? Okay. So especially if you're Indian or if you're Chinese, where we do ancestral worship. Okay. So we do this thing called ancestral worship. Even after they die, we don't allow them to go. We hold on to them. Entities and all don't want to hold on to us. We hold on to them. How? We put on photo of them. We tell they're God. When he was alive, he had a body and you thought he was an asshole. Same asshole after he died. Now you think he's God. This is not true. A being how he was before death, he will continue to have the same intelligence, same foolishness, same sanskaras, same karma, whatever, same bullshit, same attitude after death also. If he was an alcoholic before with the body, he'll continue to be alcoholic even after giving up the body. It doesn't change. Nothing changes by losing the body. But by ancestral worship, what we've started doing is we've started holding our ancestors back. We're not letting them go. Energetically, we are pulling them and keeping them back. So all your oaths, vows, swearings, realities, communalities, bindings, bondings, contracts, blood oaths, curses that you have across any and all lifetimes, space and dimensions, to hold on to all your ancestors and inherit their pains, pathways, and realities. Can you now revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all times of God's again? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, POC, online, shorts, voice, beyond. So all the ancestral entities connected to all the 65 people here. Truth, who are you? Truth, who are you before that? 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 Truth, who will you be in the future? You may now leave with all your magnetic imprinting and emotional baggage. Right, wrong, good, or POC, online, shorts, voice, beyond. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so be willing to go beyond your ancestors. Just because, see, now this is very common, okay? So if there has been a country that has persecuted on other countries, take for example, Britain, okay? British established colonies everywhere. They really persecuted, did all the nonsense, all bullshit they did, trying to fuck up other countries and, you know, as colonizers coming and trying to invade native people. Same way Americans went and invaded the native tribes of the Red Indians, okay? The native people over there. Same way, everybody, this whole colonization, everything has been happening. But their descendants today, you might think that the victim is the one who's affected, but studies of psychology and family constellations and many of these tell us that the descendants of the victimizer are as affected as the so-called descendants of the victims. See, and it's a cycle, okay? The perpetrating of the abuse is continuing, victim, victimizer, it's continuing as a cycle. Why did British start doing the whole colonial thing? Because even before British Empire, there was Roman Empire. The Romans dominated and did a dictatorial rule, did a colonial rule over Britain, France, and many other countries, Aju-Baju, many other countries neighboring over there. That abuse that they took from the Romans, the British colonies perpetrated everywhere. Till today, you go and, you know, if you're traveling in London, if you go and hit don't do it. I'm just saying, for example, if you go and shoulder a British person, he will apologize. They are highly apologetic people. Till today, they are apologizing. They will sneeze, they'll say, I'm sorry. They'll drop a fork, they'll say, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. They will walk into a room, they'll say, I'm sorry. They will come on time, they'll say, I'm sorry. They'll come late, as they say, I'm sorry. The highest, the most number, so there's linguistics. My professor, I have a professor in linguistics. He studies language. He's a PhD in linguistics. So he just did a random study where he found that the highest usage of the word sorry was used by people with British origin. Till today, they are apologizing. The descendants are taking up an ancestral problem. They are apologizing for the ancestral crime. Today, look at the quota system and the caste system that is there today. Some particular caste called themselves an upper caste, and they perpetrated abuse on a so-called lower caste. And today they are suffering with the whole quota system and everything that's happening due to the reservation system. The descendants of those that once suffered today are having reservations, And the descendants of those who perpetrated the abuse today, they are complaining, saying that, oh, this is unfair. Reservation based purely on caste is not favorable for us. It should be reservation based on economic stratification, whatever, etc. Yeah, but they are inheriting their ancestral bullshit. Whatever stupidity was perpetrated by the ancestors, the descendants are taking it upon themselves. This is also causing dysfunction. So everywhere you are apologizing for your ancestors' mistakes, can you now let go of all of that? Everywhere you are trying to make the wrong of your ancestors right, can you please let go of all of that? Everywhere you are trying to heal your ancestors, can you let go of all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, call, and short voice. Okay, everybody, please close your eyes. Connect to all your ancestors, 6 generations above, 10 generations above, 14 generations above, and just tell them, you are you, I am me. What is yours is yours. What is mine is mine. I thank you. I am sorry. I love you. I bless you. I forgive you. I set you free. I set all of you free. Bless me, for I'm now willing to be happier than you. Bless me, for I'm willing to now be more successful than you. Bless me, for now I'm willing to create my own life. Okay, open your eyes. So, if you look at the slide, who would like, I want somebody to read this out. Can you unmute yourself and read this out?
Are you willing to see
Are
the
you willing
family
to
for
see
who
the
they are?
family for who they are?
Yeah. They are as broken as you. They are as fucked up as you. They had as an abusive childhood like you. They are no better than you. So somebody can give only as much as what they have. Stop expecting support from family. I'm not saying family is bad. I'm saying stop expecting support from family. Start supporting yourself and also be willing to receive. Be willing to receive without an expectation. So any and all forms of expectation, projection, and judgments that you have with family, can you please destroy and unclear it all? Right, wrong, good, popcorn, and short question. So listen, stop looking at your mother as mother. So what if you remove that label? What if you remove that tag of mother and actually look at the human being that's there standing in front of you? Will you be able to respect that human being way more? Will you be able to empathize with the struggles of that human being way more? She didn't come with a manual on parenthood, okay? Neither did your dad. He didn't come with a manual of, he didn't do a workshop on how to be a good father. There was no workshop, there was no manual. They figured it out on the way, right? So everywhere you are attaching an expectation and a label, and see, the problem with the definition and labels is that you cannot look at them for anything more than that. So more than a father, he might be a man first, who has his own limitations, yes. And apart from just being a mother, she might be more things than that. If you start looking at your father as Mr. So-and-so, if you start looking at your mother as Mrs. So-and-so, rather than mother, if you start looking at your husband as Mr. So-and-so, not just husband, you start looking at your wife as Mrs. So-and-so, not just wife. You look at your brother as not just brother, look at your sister as not just sister, but look at them for who they are. You will start to see way more things. You will start to see their struggles. You will start to see things beyond that limitation of that label. Are you willing to go there? If you're unwilling to know that, be that, perceive that, and receive that, can you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, popcorn, and shorts, boys and girls.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you just elaborate what you said?
Okay. So, okay. So do you have kids, Kausha?
No.
Okay. So,
I would like to expand it more on it.
wait, who is making noise? Okay, who wants me to expand? Rekha, is it?
No, I want you to elaborate.
Yeah. Okay.
Even
Kausha.
I want to.
Okay, so Rekha, you also, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so you have kids, right?
Yes.
So you're a mother to them.
Yes.
What else are you? Rekha, what else are you?
Sister,
What else are you?
daughter,
What else are you?
daughter-in-law,
What else are you?
a human being.
What else are you? Kausha, there's a lot of noise. Kausha, don't there's a lot of noise from your side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Rekha. So what else are you?
A human being,
Yeah, what else are you?
a aunt,
Okay, what else are you?
that's it.
That's it.
An infinite being.
Okay, what else are you? What else can you be?
That's it.
That's it. Really?
Yeah.
Do you work?
No.
Okay. Do you work at home?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, now when you're so many things, just that one label of mother,
Yeah.
that role,
Yeah.
does that satisfy who you are? Does that even define complete the totality of who you are?
No.
Exactly. So if somebody saw you as just as mother, are they doing justice to who you are as a person?
No.
Exactly. So you're not just a mother, you're way more than that. You're so many things and you're not none of these. And all of these that you said are all labels.
Yeah.
So somebody is setting up themselves for disappointment if they see you as just mother. They're going to be disappointed because you are never going to be able to fit that brand expectation of what ideal good mother should be. You'll never, nobody here is going to be an ideal mother. Ideals are utopian. Every ideal is utopian. You're never going to be able to live up to that. And if you're judging yourself, for that, let go of it. You'll be way more happier if you didn't have to judge yourself for that. Okay, so Kusha, does that illustrate?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So the next is, what if you chose your family, man? How many of you are blaming your family? Oh, family did this. Family set up this marriage for me. Because of family, I'm like this. I'm fucked. No, you chose your family. Humanoid kids. I'll tell about later about what is humanoid and all. So many kids, many of you chose parents who are the opposite of what you wanted to do in life, so that they could tell you no to it, so that you could choose it. For example, I want to be a healer and therapist. I will choose parents who will not encourage me to be healer and therapist, so that in defiance to them, I can choose to be a healer and therapist. Many souls do this. Okay. So if I start blaming my parents, saying, "Oh, they are not supporting me," that's foolishness. It's giving up your power. Everywhere you gave up your power to this whole blame game. Can you discern and kid all of that, please? I don't know. Good and bad point for call 9 shots versus me. Just ask yourself this: what if I chose my family? So Dr. Dane, the co-founder of Access Consciousness, he had this really terrible sort of abuse, sexual abuse growing up. I mean, he openly writes about it in his book called Being You, Changing the World, which I highly recommend for everybody on the call. Growing up, every therapist told him that, oh, you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim. And then Gary Douglas, the other guy of Access Consciousness, the co-founder of Access, the main guy, he asked Dr. Dane a question. The question he asked was, Dane, did you have anything to do with the creation of your abuse? And he's like, oh my God, I chose it. Suddenly that set him free. He was like, oh, okay, I chose this for what value? See, an infinite being is not stupid. Each one of you here is an infinite being, and you chose your family and you chose everything that's happened to you, so-called happened, for a reason. Okay. So he got the awareness that he chose that abuse to end the abuse, because that person perpetrating that abuse on him got caught, got, got exposed and it ended there. So in some way, I'm not saying the abuse is justified, but as a being, he chose that life plan, or he chose that path, he chose that purpose, he chose those people, he chose those characters. So you're scripting your own drama, okay? You're scripting your whole life before you're born. But the beauty is you can change that life script. Another thing that I do is called life script analysis, where I help people to understand their own life script and understand the games that they are playing in life. Many people are playing games. Okay, very few are authentic in life. Very few have intimacy. Intimacy is something people avoid intimacy. To avoid intimacy, they create dysfunction in family. To avoid intimacy, they keep playing games again and again. There are harmless games and there are harmful games, but every game is designed to avoid intimacy. That's another workshop which I teach called games people play. Okay. So under that comes something called life script analysis. You can look at your every decision that you took at every age, and based on all those decisions, right from the decisions before being born, you are living an autopilot life. You can destroy and uncreate all those decisions and actually live life from true choice. True choice begins when you ask a question. When you ask a question, what is true for me right now? And mostly asking this question, who does all of this belong to? You get so much space when you ask this question. You know, when you came as a baby, you came empty. You did not have this programming of judgments and all these things. Every judgment is a learned mechanism. You learn to judge the world. You learned hatred. You learned guilt. These things you learn, and it's an external programming. So every thought, every emotion, every feeling, every sensation that comes to you, start asking, okay, who does this belong to? Or just ask yourself, is this actually mine? You might be picking up on something that happened generations ago. You might be picking on something that happened 4 generations ago, 5 generations ago, in your body or in your system or whatever. I've had clients, I've been working with clients, so somebody did not have any male children, no female children being born in that family. And while doing the work, while doing the therapy, they just got an awareness that so many generations ago, some woman in the family was violated, and she cursed that in this family, there shall be no, in a family that does not know how to respect a girl child, I curse this family never to have a girl child in the family. And because of that curse, see, the curse and all are energetic. Curse can affect only when you align and agree with it, or you resist and react to it. You fight also, you are being an effect of the curse. If you agree to it also, you are being effect of the curse. What's the best way out? Be in allowance. Okay, interesting point of view. 14 generations ago, that grandma had that point of view. I don't have to align and agree to it. Interesting point of view. She has that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view that this is my life and I can create whatever I would like to create. So just by using interesting point of view and okay, who does this curse belong to? Send it back to them with consciousness attached. By saying that, she became pregnant within a short span of time. She delivered a girl child. Okay. So-called curse was lifted. Right. So transgenerationally, we pick up a lot of things in an attempt. Nothing. We are not stupid people. Sometimes we are stupid, but we have defined this as love. We have defined suffering as love. So we are suffering for grandfathers and grandmothers across generations. We are suffering for other people. So everywhere you've decided that your job is to suffer for others, can you please let that go right now? Right and wrong, good and bad, point, work online, shorts, voice, and yours. So after all of this, are you willing to receive from your family? Your job is to receive from your family, whoever they are, however imperfect they are around you. Your job is to receive from them. The question should be, okay, what can I receive from them? What are they willing to receive? What are they capable of receiving? What are they capable of delivering? If you get an awareness they're not capable of delivering anything, then don't expect anything. What can they receive? If they can receive only this much, tell them only this much. Don't give them full Ramayan. You shock them, not required. Give people as much as they are willing to hear. Okay. So, and be willing to receive everything. You be willing to receive everything. Tell yourself everything that I'm not willing to receive from my family, I destroy and get all of them. Right, song, online, shorts, Western. So be willing to receive everything, the good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah. Are you willing to receive from your family? Okay. So my question to you is, what else is now possible for you What else is now possible? And do you dare to be happy? Are you willing to be more happier than your family? Do you dare to be happier than your family? Do you dare to be happier than your ancestors? Do you dare to be happier? So that topic tomorrow, 4 p.m., free call with me and one more co-facilitator of mine, a good friend of mine. Her name is Suruchi. We both are doing this tomorrow. And if you like this, you can come for a foundation class. We are doing other classes, other classes which I do. I'm doing a book club called Living Beyond Distractions and 10 Keys. I'm also doing a book club called How to Become Money Workbook, and I do sessions. And yep, so I would like to end this session of mine by asking you: are you willing to receive from your family? And before I do a guided energy pull exercise with everybody, I would, invite questions. So if anybody has questions, you can now unmute yourself and feel free to ask. Thank you.
Tomorrow's ID.
What were you saying? Okay, one second. I forgot. I have.
Tomorrow's
One second. I have designed one more poll for you all to answer at the end of the workshop. So here is that poll. So please answer this poll. Poll number 2, post-webinar poll, launch. Question number 1. Are you willing to be happier than your mother? Yes or no? Question number 2. Are you willing to create more money than your father? Yes or no? Question number 3. Is it your duty to fix family conflicts? Yes or no? Question number 4. Are you willing to receive or even demand? Are you willing to demand from your parents? Are you willing to receive from your parents? Question number 5. Are you willing to receive from your siblings? Question number 6. Are you willing to be more successful than your ancestors? Question number 7. Are you willing to let go of all the definitions and expectations from family and see them and receive them for who they are? Okay. Yes or no? So I hope everybody has answered the 7 questions. Once you've answered the 7 questions, you put a thumbs up like that, like Kausha, like this, you can click on the reactions button, make this appear on your screen like this. Okay, so I hope everybody has answered the poll. Ending the poll. So when I click share results, I am not able to see results. I don't know why. So somebody, so Khushbu or Sindhuja, please take screenshot of the results. And you, Sindhuja, can you share screen? I want to see the results. Okay, if Sindhu is not there, Khushbu, can you share? Okay, Sindhu share. Yeah, we can't see the screen now, Sindhuja. Can you make it appear? Okay, still can't see. Khushbu, can you make it appear?
Sanjeev?
Yes.
All are 100% except 2 answers, the third and the fourth.
Okay, yes. So are you willing to be happier than your mother? 100% yes. Are you willing to create more money than your father? Yes. Okay, is it your duty to fix family conflicts? Okay, so still 7% feel it is their duty to fix the family conflict. I don't think they paid attention to my call. Question number 4. Are you willing to receive and demand from your parents? 95% are now saying yes. 4.9% still no. So be poor and don't be rich. Okay, for those people. Question number 5. Are you willing to receive from your siblings? 100% yes. So you're willing to receive from siblings. Why not parents? Who are the 4% of people who said no, I won't receive from parents? Only
It's me.
yeah. Why?
Go,
Okay.
Hina.
Why can't you receive from your parents?
Because there is some guilty approach in my family. Parents tries
What
to
was it?
push down children.
Okay. What was that? Some amount of what was going on?
Sorry?
What, can you repeat what was going on?
The parents try to push down children with guilty and bad words. So I don't.
Okay.
I don't want
So
to
when I say,
receive.
are you willing to receive? Are you willing to receive all information about them? Are you willing to see that they are wanting to put down, some of them wanting to put down their kids? Are you willing to receive? Receive does not mean only positive things, okay? Receive also does not mean receive the abuse. Receive only means receive information. Receive the information of who they are without judgment.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That's
Thank you.
okay. Thank you.
So be willing to see people for who they are. If somebody is sexually abusive, look at the person and acknowledge that they are being sexually abusive. Don't have to hide it. Okay? And last, okay, are you willing to be more successful than your ancestors? 100% yes. Awesome. Are you willing to let go of all the definition and expectation of family and see them for who they are and receive them for who they are? 100% yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing screen. Yep, it's been a pleasure. And I'm grateful to you all. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask.
I have one question.
Okay, so go ask your question.
Like you said about ancestors, right? So what if like sometimes when you are really badly reminded of them? So what do you ring about that time?
Yeah, so just say, I acknowledge your presence and I have my life to lead.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, Kausha, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have are you holding on to them or are they holding on to you?
I guess I am.
Exactly. So everything that you are doing to hold on to them, can you destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Right, all good, report, call, and shots, person ones.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else has a question?
So I have a question.
Yes.
I had this feeling now of, I want to share this with my family. The very family that I have trouble with and who probably have trouble with me from their point of view. What about that? What about sharing this with them?
You want to share this recording with them?
I mean, whether it's the recording, whether it's what, this, whatever you want to call it, this learning, this perspective.
Yeah. So can they receive it from you? Can they hear it from you? Truth.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. See, were you able to receive this information from me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Why? Why so? Why were you able to receive it from me?
Somewhere I'm seeking, right? I think somewhere I'm seeking.
Are they seeking? Is your family seeking?
I feel everybody is seeking. Some of us know it.
No, don't go metaphysical on me. No, sorry. Don't go metaphysical on my ass. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's not seeking. 60% of the population wants to maintain this reality as limited as it is. They are not seeking. Only 40% of the population today are seekers. Everybody is not a seeker. So
Okay.
that's the conclusion.
So maybe some of them are seeking, a few are, and some are not.
Wait, 1 second. What is the outcome you are trying to create when you say you want to share this webinar with your family? What is the outcome you're trying to establish? You can be honest with me. I don't judge you. You want them to change?
Yeah, I guess, no, I'm just thinking, I guess actually it is the same outcome that I wanted before.
What is that?
Greater
change?
Greater, I want change, yeah.
Will they change?
I don't know.
They won't change. They are the way they are.
Right.
Can you change?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
So this webinar is for you. You are on this webinar because you asked for it.
Right.
Never give anybody something unless they ask for it.
Okay.
So if you are wanting to share with the family, see, when you're sharing with family, see why I cannot be a therapist for my father, mother, sister. Why? Because I always have a, if my father, mother, sister, best friend wants counseling from me, I am a bad therapist. Why? Because I have something called hidden agenda. I have something called vested outcome. My vested outcome is they are correct and I want them to get better because I love them, no?
Mm-hmm.
So that's called bias. I am biased towards my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a bias. I cannot be a good therapist you cannot be a good therapist for family and friends. Stop trying to play therapist with family and friends. With my friends, I pretend as if I am a fool because they love me to be a coach jester. I'm so serious on this workshop right now. With my friends, I'm just jovially joking around. I never try to be a therapist with my friends. With my girlfriend, there was my first girlfriend who I dated. I was trying to play therapist. Because I was trying to play therapist, she eternally had a problem. The only way she could relate to me was through a problem that I could therapeutize her. Did I have fun in the relationship? No. Next girlfriend, all my therapeutic knowledge, theory, bag aside, only lover. Did I have fun? Yes. When you are in family, forget that you know anything. See, when you love a person, don't try to therapeutize them. Don't try to change them. Love them for who they are. Stop trying to change your family. If you want to change, you change. If your family is fucked up, let them be fucked up. Love them as a fucked up family. Stop trying to give them my webinar or Vijay's webinar or trying to change them, save them. Stop that.
Okay.
You can choose. Would you like to change? Instead of asking for what we do, no, see, this is something very subtly we do. Instead of us asking for more allowance to deal with them, we will give them a book expecting them to change. Instead of me creating more wealth, I gave a book on wealth creation to my father. Rich dad, poor dad. What was I trying to do to my dad? Was I loving him for who he is? Or was I calling him, you poor dad, become rich dad?
Yeah.
So don't give my webinar to your family. You change. You hear it. No, 100 times you hear this, you change. You hear this recording 100 times. Or ask them a question. There is a webinar. Are you interested? If they say yes, please give me. Give it to them without a vested outcome for them to change. You give up your power. Every time you expect somebody else to change, you give up your power. So please don't do that.
Got it.
I have a question too.
Reclaim your power and be powerful in your life by you choosing and changing. Okay?
Got it.
Thank you.
I have a question too, Sanjeev.
Yeah? Thank you. Any other questions?
I have a question. There are times when with certain family members we have conflicts, and that conflict is because of some behavior or some sort of that thing which they are doing, and it doesn't go well with them. In that case, how can we allow them, or how can we?
Wear earplugs.
Sorry?
Wear earplugs.
Okay.
Okay. Is it your business?
Sometimes, I mean, what I mean to say here is that and you know that person is lying. Then,
I'll tell you.
how would you wear?
Yeah. What were you asking?
I was asking, like, for example, somebody has a tendency to lie most of the time.
Yeah.
In that case, if you wear your earplugs, then also you know that the person is lying, and you cannot, and then that doesn't goes well with you.
Why?
Then in that case, how can you accept that person? And how
Why can't you acknowledge them for being a liar? He's a liar. He's always going to lie. So, what's your problem? You have defined no family means. See, you have defined no family means they can't lie. They always have to be together. Honesty of the relationship. No bullshit. People choose what they choose because they choose. Somebody is a liar. He's a liar. Why can't you not acknowledge him for being a liar? Because you have defined that, oh, he's my family member, no? So he'll be a very honest guy, and you know, he can never lie to me. And if he ever dare lie to me, I will make him wrong and make him pay for his sins in hell. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
Be aware of the lie. See, awareness, the biggest problem is we think if you're aware of something, we should do something about it. That's a trap. That doesn't set you free. What sets you free is be willing to be aware of everything and not required to have to do anything about it. He's lying, that's you and your body giving you information. If somebody lies to you, you know it instantly. Your body will feel heavy. It's a lie. That's it. Just acknowledge it. Don't ever confront. Don't confront them. Oh, you're lying. No. Jhoot bol rahe ho. Sach bol. Jhoot mat bata. Don't do that. They're lying to you. Acknowledge them. Okay, they're capable of lying. Great. Now I have this information. Now I know what they're capable of. Now what else is possible for me? What would I like to create with them? That should be your question. Your question should be, what would I like my life to look like? My question to you is that, what would you like to create in your life?
Happiness, more joy, more money,
so
more glory.
Are you choosing that? Is your family conflict a justification for your mediocrity?
Somewhere I'm using it as an excuse.
Yeah. Can you stop doing that?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'll come in. Actually, there was something which is not sort of sinking right when you say it's the family dysfunction if the children start providing for their parents.
Yeah.
What if only the mother is there, father is not there, or what if they do not have enough?
Okay, can you make them feel like they are the head of the family? You provide for them, no problem. Can you make them feel as if they are the provider, as if they are the head of the family? At least on the ration card, or at least on paper, can they be head of family?
Correct, yes.
That's it. That's all they require.
Okay. Okay. That connects, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Thank you.
Hi, this is Sharad here from Nagpur.
Hi, Sharad.
Dr. Sanjeev, it was a wonderful session. I tried to be there most of the session. This was very wonderful, one of those. That example you gave of that kid who has got asthma is a very good example actually, because I am also into this Dr. Bach flower therapy, and such examples do come there. But I'm not going into that. What I'm saying is that kid finally, consciously or subconsciously, he had a role in getting his parents settled. Correct? Because of whatever happened. He did not decide that he wants to have asthma. He had. Consciously also some kids can do this kind of role or not, or they should just leave it, let it go.
It's better you don't know. Why do you want asthma? Their fights are their fights. It's none of your business.
Okay.
The fundamental problem begins when kids think that it's up to them to take care of the parents, and it's up to them to take care of the parents in material ways, provide for them, do your duty. Yes, definitely. But energetically speaking, if you try to fix their marriage problem, you're not being a daughter or a son. You're trying to play therapist. That's not your job.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
But I'm sorry to interrupt, but what if during that time, if you're trying to, like if my parents or my uncle, aunt are fighting, okay? So what if I don't get inside between them, then they would continue fighting, and then that would affect me, right?
Yeah.
So what about that?
Work on your getting affected. When you're getting affected, what emotions are coming up for you? What do you feel? How does their conflict make you feel?
That kinds of gets me anxious. That kind of makes me angry. Also, sometimes it saddens me that why are they fighting? Like there's no reason for fighting for small things.
Okay.
Then
are you up for a quick session? Close your eyes. Now imagine there is a conflict going on. Tell me what sensation is coming up in your body.
Right now, it's not mattering to me at all.
No, imagine. No, recreate the scenario. Imagine
for me, it is stress coming out in my body.
No, sorry, this is not your facilitation. So please don't speak out of turn. This is her facilitation going on. So don't do this. Yeah. Yes, Kausha. So, yeah.
It is making me anxious, and at the same time, it is making me sad that
Yeah.
they are
So
fighting.
just say, I acknowledge, just connect to the sensation in your body and just say, I acknowledge my anxiety.
I acknowledge my anxiety.
I acknowledge my sadness.
I acknowledge my sadness.
I acknowledge my need to fix their conflict.
I acknowledge my need to fix the conflict.
Okay. Now, all this anxiety that you're perceiving, is it yours? Is it actually yours?
No.
Are you willing to send it back to them with consciousness attached?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, for call, and choice, versus. Okay, open your eyes.
Good.
How
Yeah.
you feeling?
Very, very, very good. Thank
Next
you so
time-
much.
Next time they fight, can you do this?
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
Yes, Rekha, you wanted to share something? See, when I'm facilitating,
I thought it's for everyone, so I
that was
interrupted you.
no.
Sorry
When
for
I'm
that.
when I'm facilitating somebody, I'm energetically present with them, and I don't want somebody to interrupt. But you can ask your question. When you ask your question, I'm talking to you. So, do you have a question, Rekha?
Yeah, I have one question. The clearings you did, we are supposed to run it again and again, or just once it is done, it is done?
No, ideally, okay. How many lifetimes of crap are you holding on to?
I don't know.
Many, or
Yeah, many.
So run
Many.
it many times.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I
has
have it. Hi, Sanjeev.
Yeah, Khushbu.
So there are elders in my family, and there it's a very normal thing. But when they start fighting or arguing with, and kids are there around, so I feel bad, or I want them not to be or listen to those arguments.
If you're in allowance, no, there is something called allowance. Allowance means you can be in the middle of a war field where everybody's in war, but you can be unaffected. It's possible. You got to look at what it brings up for you.
For kids.
Huh?
For kids, I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's kids' choice, no? So you've decided already that the fights will affect your kids. Have you decided already that fights are going to affect your kids? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Notice that's not a question. Is that a question or a conclusion?
Right.
Okay, you got to ask a question. You got to look at what's going to create greater here. You got to look at what contribution can I be here. You got to look at what would I like to choose in my life. You got to look at what choice are my kids making. Right? That's their choice. Okay. And you got to you can let your kids know, hey, listen, if you ever require mom, I'm always here. You can hug me and take whatever energy you require. I'm here. That's all. You don't have to chase them and make yourself wrong for anything about your kids. Okay. Thank you. So anybody else has any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, excuse me, I have a question, please.
Yes.
Yeah, it's because it's about my mother's sadness.
Okay.
She explained that she made choices for her children, and after that she lived a sad life because of her choice. But in regarding children, it's really difficult to feel joy without guilty, you know.
Was that the
How
manipulation?
can I deal with this
Yeah. So your mom told you, I made sacrifices for you and I'm feeling sad the rest of my life. Was that
Yeah.
her manipulation to control you?
Yeah, the
Everywhere
kind
you
of
got that food,
manipulation.
can you destroy and unclear it all?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, for call, and shots, boys and girls. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
No, it's not true. Meaning?
Yeah, the manipulation is true. So
Exactly. It's a manipulation. So
Mm.
what else can you know here? What do you know here, Lorena? What do you know here? What do you know?
I know she want I live the life for her to give her. Maybe she want to live with me. You know, if I own something, I have to share with her and give her what I own.
What do you love? What do you love about having a controlling bitch as a mom?
I don't love it.
Right, wrong, good, bad, what, online, short question. Yeah. Have you decided that it's your duty to take, have you decided that you must be answerable for all of that?
Yeah.
Can you let go of that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, what, online, short question. So what can you be aware of over here, Lorena?
I have to live my own life and.
Awesome. What would you like your life to look like?
Oh, greater than for the moment.
What choice can you make today to create that life right away?
Make my own choices.
Yeah, and what's stopping you? Everywhere you're using your mom as a reason and justification to not choose your life. Can you please let go of that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, what, online, short question. Yes. Cool. Guilt is a distractor implant. You know, right? You also do.
Yeah.
Guilt is a distractor implant. Guilt is not real. Guilt is designed to distract you. So you got to ask the question, what would I like my life to look like? What would I like my life to look like? Going on that. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you willing to be a
Thank you
pain?
so
Are
much.
you willing to be a pain on the neck?
Sorry?
Are you willing to be a pain in the neck?
I don't understand.
Are
Sorry.
you willing? Are you willing to
Wait.
demand from your mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you willing to be a pain in her neck?
No.
Everything that is, can you discern and clear it all? Because see, you are resisting to receive from your mom. No, that's why she can control you. Are you willing to demand from her? Are you willing to be the demanding bitch?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, what, online, short question. See, my neck pain went off. Why did I ask pain in the neck? Because I got a pain in the neck while talking to you. My body gave me a severe pain in my neck and I'm like, ouch. Then I was like, as I'm processing you, I'm processing myself. In my head, I'm going, who does it belong to? Who does it belong to? Okay, what question can I ask? Question, are you willing to be a pain in the neck? My pain goes away. That's how my body gives me information to facilitate. See, your body is also giving you information about the people around you all the time. You got to ask the question, ask the body, what is this? Body, what can we do with this? When I got my neck pain, I asked my body, what is this? What can we do with this? Okay, we can use this neck pain to help Lovina. Done. Are you willing to be a pain in the neck? She says,
No.
yes. Yes or no?
I don't want to be a pain.
Why not?
I want to be a joy.
No, listen. You don't get to define life like that. An infinite being is willing to receive everything. An infinite being is willing to be perceived as everything. See, I'm willing to be judged as an asshole. I'm willing to be judged by all of you as an arrogant idiot or whatever. It's okay. That gives me more liberation, gives me more freedom. If I'm trying to please my participants, I cannot facilitate my participants. I'm not here to be liked by you all. I'm here to give you value for what I'm here for. And I'm here, if I can change something for you in this 1 hour, I've done my job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Says not 1 hour, it's 1.5 hours. So, yes. So, Lorena, are you willing to be a pain in the neck?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, what, online, short question. Because
Thank
what
you so much.
resist will persist. If you don't resist it, be willing to be judged. It gives you more choice or less choice?
More choice.
That gives you a happier life or unhappier life?
Happier.
Okay. So everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you so much, Vijay, for.
And you enjoyed so much.
We enjoyed it. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Vijay, anything else you wish to say?
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Sanjeev.
Thank you, Sanjeev. It was
Already said your upcoming
very
classes.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vijay.
Something to say. Yes, Vijay. Yes, Vijay, please share.
Yeah, you already shared your upcoming classes. That is enough. Anybody who is willing, enjoy.
Okay. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, everybody. Bye. See you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Vijay, I will send the recording link to Vijay. Vijay will use his discretion to send the recording to Kanwar.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sanjeev and Vijay. God bless you both.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.